Hello everybody, Razorblade Mango here, and this is Hardware Rivals. I didn't think I'd be talking about a game this early in the year that was actually released this year. But here you go. This is Hardware Rivals, the first game that I'm playing from 2016. And so far it's not a bad start. I played about maybe 2, 3, 4 hours of this. I think, let's say 3. About 3 hours of this. Liking it quite a bit so far. It's nothing great. It's nothing like Twisted Metal or Rocket League. It's definitely no Rocket League, because, this isn't going to be the runaway surprise success that I think Sony wants this to be, like Rocket League, but we'll see. Weirder things have happened. So, I pretty much downloaded this like a lot of you are going to, with no expectations, just downloading it just because it's one of the free games on PlayStation Plus this month. And it's like the only, one of the very few good-looking ones that from this month. And it's not bad. It's a pretty decent for a game that wants to be a substitution for Twisted Metal until we get another one of those. It ain't half bad. It's fun. I enjoy the pretty surprisingly smooth combination of ground combat with the vehicles and the gunplay, which is nice. I like that the power-ups are very nice. They're really fun to use. It feels a lot like an old school game where your health doesn't regenerate. You kind of have to drive around the arena and collect these health and armor tokens. And I also like the fact that you can do private matches for this, which I think more multiplayer only games should do. But you got your standard deathmatch modes. You got team deathmatch, one versus all. There's an extraction mode. I think there's a capture the flag mode. There's a mode called a high rail chase, something like that I haven't unlocked yet. But we'll see. If that mode's anything like really super noteworthy, I'll come back and talk about it and do like a re-upload of this. But one of the big blows against this game is that, yes, you heard me right. It is a multiplayer-only game, but it's also an online-only multiplayer game. So you're not going to get local couch play, which is kind of disappointing because I can see this game being a fun addition to somebody's game night. If somebody loves to have friends over and wants to do like 4-player couch co-op with a game like Rocket League. But this game doesn't have it, and I think it's a shame because, in a way, with the lack of that, it's kind of limiting their audience because you get people that cannot do, multiplayer-only games either because they have really crappy internet or because their friends don't own PS4s. They don't have a lot of people that own PS4s. They like to do it all on one console. Well, unfortunately, that's not an option for Hardware Rivals. All of it is online multiplayer only, which is a shame, like I said, because it limits the audience, it limits the exposure, and when a lot of people these days, when they hear the word online multiplayer only, they go, oh. But this is for something that I think it's like 5v5, which again, I think would have been better if they had added more vehicles into the game, added a higher player count, because in environments especially in environments like this, because I really like this map, you can see there's a lot of open space still, and they could have added more players. It could have gone up to like 10v10, or maybe if they had stretched the map out a little bit more, maybe even 15 versus 15. Hell, make it 20 versus 20. There aren't many games out there that do that like this, and at least on the PS4, there aren't many games like that, and I think this could have stood out as something really special if they had added a higher player count, if they had added couch multiplayer, if they had added maybe more vehicles, they added maybe more environments, but thankfully I've heard that the future content for this game is going to be free, which is cool. I like that. I like that approach. I wish more companies would do that. And hell, even if they have some DLC for it, if the game has a thriving community and people like what they see from the free content, I'm pretty sure this game will get some of its money back from the DLC. Because, like I said in my video, if you provide a compelling framework for us, we'll support you. And so far, they're doing that with hardware rivals. It's not a bad game, like I said. It's not a particularly great game, just because of how the limitations that it has, and it definitely feels like a smaller scale, smaller budget game, which by itself isn't necessarily bad. It's just with this concept, they could have added, just a bit more to make it a little bit easier to swallow the $20 price tag that this has. So yeah, if you don't have PlayStation Plus, you gotta pay $19.99 US dollars for this, or your regional equivalent. So far, I don't think it's worth $20, and I think it's, like I said, it's a fun game. I'm enjoying it, but $20 is a bit much to ask in this day and age, especially when, I would wait when this goes down in price, or there's a sale where it's 50% off, because that's going to happen with this game eventually. It's one of those games that Sony will cut the price significantly, because it just is one of those indie games that they're going to put in one of their flash sales, in April or May or whatever. But yeah, would I recommend this game? Yeah, if you have PlayStation Plus. If you don't, I'd wait for a sale. I'd wait until it's $10, maybe $15, maybe. But yeah, it's a decent substitution for Twisted Metal, like I said. It's fun, even without local multiplayer, which is a shame. It has private matchmaking in it, which is nice. But overall, it's a pretty decent game so far. And for being a dead month in January, there really aren't that many options out there. I'd recommend it if you have PS Plus. And thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.